Are you tired of the confusion around insomnia and why it really happens? You are not alone, obviously. There are thousands of people with insomnia who are trying to figure it out. They're trying all sorts of things and nothing's working. They are confused, just like you probably are and just like I was. In this video, I am going to clear up the mystery of insomnia and give you a new way of looking at it that you might not have looked at it before. It's going to clear up the confusion, you're going to understand it, and you're going to understand what you need to do to overcome insomnia. The way we normally look at insomnia is it's basically a disorder where you have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or getting good quality sleep. It doesn't really give a lot of detail there or tell you what could be causing it. It just tells you that you have trouble sleeping. The problem is it doesn't distinguish between disrupted sleep and when the brain is identifying danger, and that is keeping you awake, because the approach to these two ways is totally different. If you approach the brain thinking you're in danger the way you do for disrupted sleep, you're going to keep yourself stuck in the insomnia cycle. And that's what we usually do. What we do for disrupted sleep, we apply to the chronic insomnia cycle where your brain thinks there's danger. And then that keeps you stuck forever and ever, and it feels like things are hopeless. The new way of looking at things is that disrupted sleep versus insomnia. That is how I teach it. Now, disrupted sleep can be things from like medication side effects, stress, trauma happening in your life, whatever things that cause you to lose some sleep. Maybe it's a health condition that's causing some side effects, or you drink coffee too late. There's so many things that can interrupt the sleep. It's not insomnia, but it did cause disrupted sleep. Now, if we start to fear being awake when we have disrupted sleep, that's when we start to tell the brain or send signals that there is danger, even though there really isn't danger. We're fearing being awake. We're trying to escape it. So your brain thinks there's danger, it activates that fight or flight system, your hyperarousal levels up, and then we can't sleep. And this happens every single night, and it just keeps continuing on and on. So we have to look at, is it disrupted sleep, or is it the chronic insomnia cycle? Is it insomnia? Those are the two ways I look at things. Insomnia, disrupted sleep. Disrupted sleep, that can be fixed, like if it's hormones. Maybe you have hormone changes that are causing disrupted sleep. As long as you aren't trying to fear it or escape it, it will get better with time. Or maybe you need to balance your hormones. Or if it's a medication side effect, as you go off that medication, the side effects will start to fade away, and then you'll start to sleep more again. Or with stress, if stress is causing some disrupted sleep, as the stress levels eventually start to come down, then your sleep will get better. Those are not insomnia in the way that I teach them here. Insomnia is when you start to fear being awake from that disrupted sleep, and you're telling the brain there's danger. It's activating the fight or flight. Your hyperarousal levels are up, and you can't sleep. This is a much better way, in my opinion, to look at insomnia than just one overarching, you have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, and getting good quality sleep. Looking at it in this new way, how do you know if you have chronic insomnia or if you have insomnia with this new definition? And you've probably already identified it. It's when you're feeling fear, maybe you're feeling sleep anxiety, dread the nighttime, like nighttime's coming up, you worry about how you're going to sleep, and maybe you're losing more and more sleep with time. Yes, you're losing some sleep with disrupted sleep, but when you start to bring that fear element into it, it's starting to increase. Your time awake increases. You're sleeping less and less. And it can just keep continuing until you're losing more and more sleep. Now, because you're here, I'm going to guess that you have insomnia and not just disrupted sleep. Because when you have insomnia, you have that fear and you're trying so hard to figure out how to fix insomnia. You're reading things, you're researching, you're watching YouTube videos like this. Let's talk about some things that you can start applying today to help you overcome insomnia. But first, I want to invite you over to my free Sleep Makeover community, where inside you'll find a community that is very supportive, positive. Everyone's helping each other that have gone through this process already. There is a classroom tab full of free lessons and courses and worksheets and tools and meditations to help you. There is free group coaching where you can get direct access to me to ask questions, get personalized support, and I'm helping you inside the community as well. So go check out the link in the description box. It is absolutely free to join and to enjoy all these benefits. So I look forward to seeing you inside there. Okay, so now that you've identified that you likely have insomnia, what do? You need to go after the root cause of insomnia, which starts with the fear-based thoughts. Now, check out this graphic. I know I keep placing in my last few videos, but it is super helpful to look at this. So look at the graphic. You'll see at the very bottom, it starts with fear-based thoughts. That's when you start fearing that you are awake from the disrupted sleep. That is what leads to feeling fear and starting to try to escape sleep. Or try to not escape sleep, escape sleeplessness and being awake, whether it's with melatonin or magnesium or meditation or hypnosis or all the different things, even sleeping pills, to try to escape sleeplessness, because those are sending signals to your brain that there is danger. So what we want to do is go all the way down to the bottom, those fear-based thoughts. We need to decrease that fear so that your brain will stop activating that fight or flight system. And we can do that by reframing your fear-based thoughts. Now, there's a lot of different things we can do to reduce the fear, and I teach a lot of them in my videos and of course inside of my community that I just talked about, where you're gonna get help get going along the entire journey. So let's start off with reframing those thoughts. I want you to get a piece of paper and write out everything that you fear about when it comes to insomnia, or what's going to happen if you don't sleep. And then I want you to take this list. You can do this every day or in the moment when you catch a fear-based thought. You're going to reframe it to something a little bit more positive. You don't need to go all the way to the extreme, something super positive that you don't believe, but you can do something that's one step more positive. For example, let's say you fear that you're not going to be able to get through the day tomorrow because you didn't sleep, or if you don't sleep. You can look at the past and be like, I have gotten through every single day before. I can get through one more day. There's never been a day that I failed, that I didn't get through. I made it through. I even had some days where I had a good day, even though I didn't sleep. I can make it through tomorrow. Maybe you have a fear of, I'm never going to be able to overcome insomnia. Instead of saying something like, I'm going to overcome insomnia, everything's going to happen perfectly, I'm going to sleep great, maybe it's really hard to believe that right now. You don't need to go there. You can go to something that's maybe one step more positive, or something that's more neutral than positive. You can say something like, I am open to feeling hope that I can overcome insomnia. I am open to feeling like it is possible to overcome insomnia. Using that word, that's what I used. I am open. I am open to. That really helps you step into that neutral zone. You're not really positive yet. You're not really negative. It can get you one step closer. And that could be really helpful in the beginning. You don't need to go positive. You're not feeling sunshine and rainbows and butterflies. I always say that. Just go to where one step further, whatever feels good to you. So remembering on this graph, we had the fear and trying to escape sleeplessness. We reframed our thoughts, so we're reducing that fear. Now we need to let go the opposite of trying to escape sleeplessness, because trying to escape it from that fear is sending the signal that you're trying to escape danger. Your brain doesn't realize that it's just the sleeplessness and not an actual physical threat out there. So what do? Instead of taking all these pills and all these things that you're trying to do to control sleep and trying to make sleep happen and escape sleeplessness, why not rest awake? The more we fight sleeplessness, The more we resist it, the more stressed we're going to get, the more we're sending danger signals, the more we're going to feel drained the next day. What if instead you just rested awake? You're not trying to sleep, you're just resting. You're not trying to make sleep happen, you're not taking pills, you're just resting, which can be very rejuvenating in itself, a lot more than if you're getting anxious and stressed and fighting being awake. That will drain you the next day rather than just resting. Now, there wasn't enough time in this video to really explain how to overcome insomnia, but that gives you a good basis to start. If you want to learn even more, check out this video I did where I talk about my 30-year journey to overcome insomnia and my tips for you from what I learned and how I overcame it after 30 years. I wasn't sleeping for multiple days in a row, over and over and over again. My case felt hopeless, but I did it. So check out that video. Or you might like the other video above it. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.